Oh my gosh.
Hi, ladies.
Hey ladies,
Hi.
how's it going?
Great. How's everyone doing today?
Everyone is good. Well, I'm good. I can't
Ooh,
speak for
great.
everybody, but I'm good. Me
Everyone,
and all my personalities, we're good.
everyone looks good too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Same to you, love.
you.
Thank you.
You all
And
look great.
even the you behind you, Nathy, looks great.
I know, right? It's a great.
That's kind of freaky, though.
It looks like an album cover. Is this, all of your karaoke
First album
nights?
that dropped. You guys will know about that later in another episode. Let me.
Oh,
Oh my God, Nathy, I love your sweater. Is that a sweater or a t-shirt? It's a
It
Friends,
is a
right?
sweater. Yes, it's a friend sweater.
Even better, it's Friends and it's sweater weather, so there is a two for amazing. Friends. I love
my
Friends.
favorite. Yes, definitely. I think all the characters are great. Definitely a great show. I would watch it over and over again. I know you guys would too. We talk about it all the time. So
Yes, we
it seems
do.
like today's episode on anything, everything, and all things is about TV shows.
Yes, it will be. Well, let's start off with Friends. Why do we love Friends? And then we can talk about like everything else.
I'm not even gonna lie. I sleep with Friends in the background. You put that lullaby for the kids.
Yeah.
Friends. Friends is number one, and number two is Seinfeld.
Okay.
I mean,
Mine.
that's Seinfeld, but I think as you get older, you understand their humor.
Oh, 1000%.
Because I
1000%.
wasn't into Seinfeld many, many years ago, but now
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I get it. They were way ahead of their time for real.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were. I will agree on that. I love Friends. Friends, I can't fall asleep necessarily to Friends because I do love all their jokes. And even if I've been in the process of falling asleep, sometimes something funny will come on and it'll wake me up and give me the energy I want. But I can fall asleep to Modern Family. I don't know why, but I do love, maybe because I understand their chaos. But that's the one TV show I can kind of fall asleep to. All the other ones I like to pay attention to, even though I know what's going to happen. There's this comfort in like being able to watch Friends, and the jokes are still funny.
Yeah.
I just, I can't complain. I love Friends. Pivot to Billy now.
Well, and what I love about Friends is that all the characters were just so different and so special in their own way. And like Nathy, I can have it in the background. I need to sleep with some kind of noise. So I'll put on a TV show or music. But I can definitely watch Friends while I'm doing something because then I'm not like taking away from what I'm supposed to do. Like if I have to fold my clothing after laundry, I already know what's going to happen because I've seen it a million times. So I'm still enjoying it, but I'm still also being productive. Whereas if I were to watch a new show, I wouldn't like fold my clothing. So,
Yeah.
But do you have a favorite character? I know who my favorite character is.
I think I like all of them.
Yeah, I don't think I have a
favorite.
I don't have a favorite. I think depending on what the situation is. I do love Phoebe's energy. If I had to rate the highest person, but she's not. They're all my favorite. But the person that I would say if I wanted to hang out with, it would probably be Phoebe, and then maybe the guys is hard because they're
Joey.
perfect. Yeah, Joey would be great. I would love for him to be like, "How you doing?" Jason might not love that, but he'll be all right. It's Joey.
And he would have like a meatball sub in his pocket.
Yeah.
And I would love him for that.
You have a spoon because remember the episode when he carried the spoon.
He carried his spoon. Yes.
When they had dropped the cheesecake on the ground.
He's like, the top part is fine. We can eat the top. It's just the bottom layer you can't touch.
I don't know. After COVID, I don't know.
I agree. And I don't know if you remember the episode where he licks the spoon and puts it back in the drawer. So we know, based off of that episode, that more than likely that spoon has never been cleaned. So I'm okay.
He's still my favorite, I think.
Right.
I think he was like he was silly, right? And for the most part, he was like living in his own little world. But he was very caring, and time again, I think he came and he showed that friendliness, but he was able to be like super empathetic. You know, when Phoebe was pregnant and she couldn't eat the meat, like he gave up. And you know how he loves the meat. You
Yeah.
know, I just think he was always just there and just very genuine, like just a genuine person
Yes.
with
Really
no
good
expectations. You know, yeah, yeah, and that's really special.
a true friend for sure.
Very true friend. Very thoughtful. Very
Mhm.
considerate. You know, that was his family. Though he had a big extended family, that was his family. And you can see that he was there for everybody in any shape or form.
Yeah.
Is that like the only TV shows that we currently like, or are we watching any more TV?
Okay, so I have my reruns that I'm more of a rerun person, and then if I watch anything new, it's usually I watch them in like when I have like these veg out moments. No, I don't love watching TV unless it's like on the background for shows that I've seen. But if I want to watch something new, it's during downtimes that I feel like, okay, it's time for me to sit on the couch and be a couch potato. So reruns, I love Modern Family. I think it's a great show. Obviously Friends. Golden Girls is always great. Oh man, Seinfeld is awesome. Um, Girlfriends, which is an old
Mhm.
show, and I love watching that one too. I started rewatching Girlfriends, and Living Color was great. I haven't rewatched that one in a while. May have to pick that one up. Those are my old reruns. Oh my god, how can I forget this? Grey's Anatomy. I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan. New, I have to think about that. Billy, what about you?
I hear Grey's Anatomy and I'm just like, I get anxiety. I cannot do like, I could watch like Law and Order. I could watch Law and Order
Okay.
all day,
Oh
every
yeah.
day, any day. Even though that's like 22 seasons in, and I'm just like, what's going on? I'm waiting for the next season. But I can't watch anything new that's like 12, like Grey's Anatomy. I've never watched it. I cannot, because that's just like, oh
Mhm.
my God, I don't have that much time, like that much free time. And I
Mhm.
can't like get consumed with the show that's gonna like take up a lot of the free time that I have because I'm gonna want to watch the next episode. I'm gonna want to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
And you know, nowadays, remember when we were kids and we had to like run to the bathroom and come back or else we would miss something, or we had to like wait days
For
to
the
watch another
commercial.
episode. Yeah, like we didn't know. Like now it's like you can. So I'll catch myself watching a show all night, and then I got to go to work, and I didn't sleep because I was watching a show. So anyway, I cannot watch anything new that's like super long, like a lot of seasons. What have I started to watch? I watch a lot of junk TV. Like I just started watching Love is Blind. Dude, dude, I mean that's like a episode like we're going to have to record like about junk TV for like days because that's just going to take up a long time. But I like Law
Mhm.
and Order, and I don't know if you guys have seen How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Few episodes.
Yeah. I mean, I really loved How I Met Your Mother. And I think for me, I can, I know exactly which episodes, like if I really want to laugh about something or if I really want to cry about something. There was a lot of heartfelt moments in How I Met Your Mother. I don't think so much in Friends. There were like moments, I think, but it was more like comedy than, but in How I Met Your Mother, I think there were a lot of moments that were like, oh, you know? So I really like How I Met Your Mother. And Law and Order, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really watch new shows because I have like
You
addictive
have no time.
personality. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna know how to say, okay, last episode. Like, and then I go to sleep because last episode I go to sleep is like 3 weeks later and I'm just like, fuck, I haven't slept in 3 weeks. Yeah. It's really
Oh,
bad.
oh no. What about you, Nathy?
I do watch a lot, like Friends, of course, Seinfeld. New shows I've been watching, same thing as Billy, these dumpster fire, chunk
Oh, I
TV,
can't do those.
Love is
They make you
Blind,
feel better about your life.
90 Day Fiance. I mean, there's like so many branches out of 90 Day Fiance, 90
It's
Day
ridiculous.
Before, whatever it is, it's like, it's crazy. But you just look at these people and you're like, wow, I'm okay. Be all right.
Oh
It
no.
definitely is like kind of like a treat, you know. You've been
Mhm.
working and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this so I don't have to think of anything else and I'm just gonna laugh
See,
or whatever, maybe.
if I ever have those on, my usual reaction is jaw drop, like, "Oh my god, this is a train wreck." So I don't love to watch junk TV. I used to. I used to be a big junk TV person. Even to the point where I loved reading like In Touch and all those books or all those magazines that talked about gossip with TV and stuff. My one that I still do watch that's junk TV is Sister Wives. It's my one junk TV. I will watch it. I'm pretty committed. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the family. I feel like I'm invested into this family, so I need to know what's going on. Other than that, I don't watch junk TV. If it's a new show, I do love how now TV shows are now short series versus these
Mhm.
really long seasons. I feel bad because I got Billy hooked on House of Cards, and then I
You laugh,
abandoned her.
and you just
I
laugh.
left.
And you
Yeah,
what?
I abandoned her. I got her into it. It was during those moments where I had a lot of time and I needed to watch TV to kind of just veg out.
Okay.
And then I got over it and I never went back. And now there's like 4 seasons since it happened. So I can't go back because it's too much of a commitment.
I tried. I couldn't finish that show. But I tried.
Yeah, sorry, Billy. I left you out there.
I mean, it was great until it wasn't anymore. But I was committed. Like I was devoted to see, okay, what happens. And then it was
Mm,
like, all right, this is the last season. So I watched all of the seasons. But yeah, Betsy. So whenever anyone
sorry.
recommends anything, I'm always like, how many seasons? And then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do you think there's going to be another season? Because one of my friends had recommended the Whitaker or the
The
Witcher,
Witcher. Oh
and
God.
I was like, okay, but do you think there's going to be another season? And he was like, no, I don't think so. Fucking asshole. I watch it, and then I'm like, fuck you. Like now there's another season, and now I have to wait for it.
So
Yeah.
was it the third season without Henry Cavill?
With the hottie Batman, Superman, whatever his name is.
Superman.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. So he's in the most recent one, but then I think they're gonna swap him out for not Iron Man, Captain America guy.
Oh
Okay.
I don't
really?
remember what names.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know. Jason watches The Witcher. I don't. I'm not into it. I've tried watching a couple episodes, and I'm just like, yeah, nah. I'm
I
good.
mean, he's gorgeous and
Yeah, it's
sat
okay.
through maybe one or two episodes and I've asked Camilo, are there any butt scenes? Then
Oh.
I'll watch. But there are no butt scenes, so watch.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I if it's a show that I can let go, like I never watched, and you guys, I don't know if you watched Games of Thrones. I never watched. Oh, I lie. I did watch the ending like series, but it took me like a year to watch it. I went a
Mm.
year. I was like, and I watched everything. I was kind of committed, and then at the end, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with how it ended. And they're like, but he's not. Jason was like, but it's not done. I'm like, in my head, it is. So one day he sat me down. He's like, "No, you need to watch." Oh, I know why I ended up watching it. What's the new show with the dragons?
I don't
Hmm.
have HBO. I'm too poor.
No, it's we get it for free for with our AT&T. I can't afford it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I get AT&T. You get it for free. Oh my God, it's a show with the dragons. It's the prequel to House of Dragons.
Okay, so if our listeners are if any listener, please tell us what show that is because I don't know what a show it
Yeah, see, I'm really bad with this
I think
right
it's
now.
called House of Dragons.
Is it called House of Dragons?
I
I
mean, it
think
makes
it is.
sense.
is. Okay.
Oh, yes, it is House of
Yeah,
Dragons. I look
House of Dragons.
I
Thank you, producer.
yeah, yes, thank you, producer. It is House of Dragons. Um, it's a great show. So actually that caught my attention. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna watch House of Dragons, then I have to know how it ended. And then
Mhm.
when it ended, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't need to watch it.
How
um
many shows when we were kids?
oh, I
Full House,
was again
Family
I
Matters,
yes.
Saved by the
Yes.
Bell.
Oh, I love Saved by the Bell. I only started watching TV when I was a preteen. So I lived in a house with one TV. And it's a one-bedroom apartment with 5 people, so TV was just whenever grandma or mom didn't want to watch TV. And
Mm-hmm.
then, when Sábado Gigante came on and the novela time came on, like, you missed out. So when I got a TV in my room, that was when I started to watch, like, Family Matters, 90210 was great,
Melrose Place. I think that was
no
Melrose Place.
I was 15.
I never saw that, but even the name
Yeah,
of those played sounds like we shouldn't have been watching that, Nathy.
um
Watched it, but I knew about it.
Oh,
I'm
my
15.
stepdad was big on Martin. Oh, I loved
Oh,
Oh,
I
Martin.
love
Martin.
Martin.
Martin was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I'm trying to think of what other TV shows. But if you talk about cartoons, two Gargoyles and then
Mm.
Saturday School of Rock. Oh,
Okay.
amazing. Like, I don't know if do you ever watch School of Rock? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know.
I
No.
Was that on cable?
So
I didn't have cable. I still don't
no,
have
it was
cable.
not. It was like PBS. That was free.
Oh.
We didn't have cable. So it came on Saturday mornings, but you had to be up early to watch it. And it was like, um, all I can remember right now is the I'm a Bill sitting on top of the hill waiting for the signature. And he sits there. And how many licks does it take to the center of the Tootsie Pop? 1, 2,
Oh yes,
3.
an owl, right? Was it an
Yes.
owl?
Wow.
Owl.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like educational TV shows. And I'm
So,
really showing my age right now.
Barney.
Oh,
Oh. I'm trying to
oh
think of
my
something
God.
else.
I had
What was
Barney
it?
sheets. Barney
No.
shoes. Barney everything.
Oh, no,
By
no, no.
choice?
What? I'm sure it was by choice.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, no.
I was a
I
Barney.
liked watching Barney, but I didn't have Barney memorabilia, no. Oh,
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, how can I forget? He's my favorite character. I have my little snackies.
Oh, Lunette the Clown. What was that show? The Comfy Couch.
Oh,
I love the Magic School Bus.
that was a
But
great TV show.
yeah. But on
I
Saturday
love it.
mornings, like my siblings and I, we would get up because, like Betsy, I only had one TV in the house and we didn't have cable. So Saturday mornings, it was like if we don't wake mom up, then we can watch TV. So we had to like figure out how to make our own breakfast, which is usually just cereal. But the longer she slept, the more we got to watch. It was like Superman, like Spider-Man in the morning. It was like the X-Men.
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when she woke up, it was time to clean. So don't know about that these days. They don't know. They
No,
don't know.
no, they don't. They don't understand that struggle. Oh
Yeah.
man. Are you guys watching anything new right now?
Junk TV right now.
Junk
For
TV.
Junk TV for sure.
I've actually been rewatching stuff again. I rewatched Scandal, which I loved. And then I did rewatch ER, but I haven't. Did I watch anything new? Oh, I did on. I think it's on Amazon
Mhm.
Prime. I think it's called Silo. It's a short series which has another season, Billy. So I'm mad because um I'm mad that it's a short series because I was hoping that I would be comfortable with the end and not have to rewatch it. I think I might be because I can kind of tell that it's just the same shit that's just going to happen in different stories. It is a dystopian future of people who are living under the ground, like hundreds of feet under the ground, and they're living in these little silos, and every level is like a different financial category of a person, and they've been there for as long as time, and that if you say that you want to leave the silo, that's the harshest crime, and then they make you go outside and you essentially die because it's toxic outside. But then there's a conspiracy theory that is the outside toxic, or are the people lying to you? And so that's what the show is. Is it toxic because all they see is this like dead land, or is it, roses and colors, because they've never seen flowers, they've never seen stars, they've never seen blue skies. So all they see is the toxicity on that screen right there. And they're like, well, I think they're lying. And that's where the conspiracy theory starts. So I'll leave it at that. That's the newest show I've watched.
What are you
I
binge
was
watching this year?
watching. Oh, sorry. I can't remember the name. Like on Netflix, it's about half sisters, like not stepsisters, half sisters that like live in the same building in the same house. So I'm like, okay, I'm really enjoying the show. There, it's really funny, and then it ends at season 4, and I'm just like, okay, Netflix, where's season 5? Because the way that it ended just didn't make sense. Like, I mean, it made sense, but I was like, there's more. There's more to the
There's a
story.
cliffhanger. Yeah.
Yeah. I go on Google, and I'm like, Google, is there a season 5? And Google says no. That they ended it at 4. Like I guess they just didn't want to pick up another season. And
Yeah.
I'm
They
just
got
like, Netflix,
canceled.
why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to anyone? Why would you like
Yeah.
air a show that's like not even completely finished? I was just so upset
Well,
for a few days. A lot of days. I think I'm still upset about it, as you can tell.
I was going to say, you sound like you're still upset. Oh, no.
Why would they do that? Like, air a show that, is going to go from start to finish. I need a finish. I need a finish, but I don't know. I guess I
You
can
guys heard
imagine
it.
what's going to happen, but I would really like to know, like, what their idea of finish is. Just like when you were talking about Game of Thrones, like, I saw the series, but I read the books. I mean, and
Okay.
he hasn't completely finished writing it, and I would love to know how he would end it, because it's a little bit different towards the end. So I'm just like, dude, when are you going to finish writing this? Like, I need to know what happens,
So you're bringing me to the memory of the book, The Fault in Our Stars. Did you guys see the movie or read the book?
I did both.
Okay, so I did both. Tearjerker.
Yeah.
I mean, like your heart, it's gonna play at every heartstring you have, and you're just like, oh my God. But
I got
that's
no part. I got nothing inside.
nothing. You didn't tear up?
No.
Really, Nathy?
Nathy says, but she's like, whenever I tell her about someone, like I'm just like crying. She's like, but you do know they're still alive, and I'm just like, but they're dead. They're dead on TV. Like, she's like,
You
but
can go. They're still alive.
Oh my God.
that's Nathy in a
No
nutshell.
way. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we're gonna touch on that in a second. So if Fault in Our Stars, Billy, did you read that one or no?
Is that with the singer? What's her face? Lady
No,
Gaga. Oh,
no. That's
oh.
A Star Is Born. Great movie too.
Yeah.
No,
But
Fault in Our
I
Stars is,
haven't seen a lot of movies.
I know. Um, it's a book. It's like two teenage kids, and they both have cancer, and the girl really loves this author, and the author didn't finish the book. And so they go on this quest to find the author to figure out like what happened to the character. And in the process of both kids have cancer in different stages of the type of the cancer. Some of them are in remission and so on and so forth. And it is such a crazy story that they go on this adventure, and what ends up happening with the author. I mean, like,
Wait,
I
what
read
happens
this.
at the end? Tell me.
I'm not gonna
But
spoil the
yeah,
book.
I'm not gonna tell me. Tell me.
Spoiler alert.
No.
Yeah, but our listeners
Oh, damn
may
you
want to
guys.
read it, and then I'm spoiling the book. All I have to say, so my daughter read this book in middle school, I think, and it was just she was ahead in the book than I was, right? And there was a particular part that caught me by surprise, as probably most people. And so she was sleeping in her bunk beds, and I remember Jason was tucking them in, and I couldn't put the book down, and I'm right there. And when I get to that part, I walk over to her and I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, no. Mind you, we're just having this one-way conversation. Meanwhile, Jaden, Bethany, and Jason are looking. I'm like, but they're not talking, but they're talking. So that book, which I books can do that. Maybe we should do another episode on that, which is now made into a movie. Brought us. So sorry, I got off topic.
All right, I'll put it on my list.
At least read the book. You don't have to. It's not a TV. Just read the book. So, but that's we can have a whole nother episode on books.
Yeah. All right, it's on my list. How do we feel about what we watch on TV? Like, I feel like a lot of things that like my niece watches, I'm just like, maybe that's something that a kid shouldn't be watching, or maybe I don't know. Like, I think about what we used to watch when we were kids, like Family Matters, like Saved by
Mhm.
the Bell. I mean, the worst thing on Saved by the Bell, I think, was when she was taking those pills, right? Like, to
Yes.
Yes.
me, that was like the worst thing on that show.
So excited. So
Yeah.
excited.
And then I think Family Matters, there maybe have like points of like with race. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I mean, well, and I didn't see 90210, so I don't really know what that's about. Maybe there's shows today's that are similar. Like, do you think TV is a little bit different than it used to be? Like,
Oh, it's 1000% different.
yeah.
1000%. 90210, I feel like, was a beginning stage of a
Mm.
reality TV shows, like kind of an older version of TV. But TV is very different. Like, it's not what it used to be. Like, you don't have TV shows that really do this family structure. I learned a lot about what family structures were, or what normal lives should be like. And I know it's not real, but like healthy, not dysfunctional family stuff. Because I watched Full House. There was another show, Seventh Heaven. That was another big
Wow.
show. Um, there's one more that I can't remember. I know there was something with the babysitter. Why can't I remember the name? The babysitter lived in the house.
Blossom? No.
Yeah, Blossom was another great TV show that they
That
talked about sex and consent and all that stuff, in a way that was, I'm going to sound very old, tasteful, but in a way that is like tasteful in in the sense that it wasn't too crazy. It kind of was like, oh, I can make sense of this. Um, you
I
don't
think you're
have
talking
to
about
like,
Fran. No, The
hmm? Oh,
Nanny.
Fran, there you go, the
Yeah,
nanny, that
I
one.
never
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah, I watched that one.
I mean, I don't
And
have kids at home, so I don't. My nephews are in their own home and they're much older, so I really don't know what kids are watching now. But I'm sure, the kids have access to social media, and now they can see any show, any little clip, anything
Exactly.
on social media. So it's hard to, as for Betsy as a mother, it must be tough.
It
When
is. I have. Um, we used to keep a tight lid on TV shows. Like, we had the parental, what's it called, the codes, because somehow the kids got through something. And there was this TV show called 13 Reasons Why, and it was about a girl who committed suicide, and that kind of brought up a big uproar. I didn't realize that the kids had somehow either found the password, or the password was, I know, because you have Netflix and Hulu, and I think we didn't put it on one over the other. And we were like, no, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to have this. My kids, my older kids, I kind of was able to shelter them and keep things a little bit from them, but show them in pieces. My youngest right now, she has older siblings, and there's TikTok, and this didn't happen before. So she has that information 10 times. So even if I put restrictions, it's on her phone, whether I like it or not. So I would much rather have an open conversation and say, well, okay, if you're going to watch Euphoria, then let's talk about it and see, how do you feel, what you think about it. Like, do you think it's realistic? Do you relate? Do you see that? It can be a conversation starter, but it's also something that you can kind of uh relate to them and saying, is this what's going on? And it's hard because kids don't talk. They don't really want to talk to you about stuff. So it's, when the older they get, the more freedom TV is. I just wish certain things were, that family structure a little more. Like, we did used to, as a family, we used to watch Blackish, and then we like that family structure. So it's to kind of like Family Matters, but they talked about a lot of political family, values. It just wasn't the same TV show feeling, and I don't think we could ever go back to that. That's just my thoughts on that. Billy, did any of these shows, like the shows from our day, did you think that they would have prepared you for adulthood?
I'm trying to think. Well, a lot of what I used to watch was the telenovelas. Because, like, my
I
aunt, who I love,
haven't pushed down the stairs yet and
my
gone
aunt
blind.
would. I'm trying to remember what else we used to watch. I did want to comment on even like the Spanish TV. They are open to like homosexuality, which I never in my life as a kid would have thought I would see like two men kissing on TV. in las novelas. Like
Mhm.
when I saw that, and I think the Rosa de Guadalupe, I was like, on this show especially, because and I just thought that was great, you know. But anyway, we watched a lot of soap operas, and that doesn't prepare you for any. I'm not trying to bitch slap nobody, and I'm not trying to like fight no chick for no
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember what else goes on in las telenovelas. Um, yeah, I mean, I did like Family Matters, and I can't remember what else, but I don't know. I think the shows were more family oriented,
Mhm.
which I did like and appreciate. But I don't. Did it prepare me? I don't know. Is that
Yeah.
the reason why I don't want to have my own family now? I don't
That
know.
wouldn't be the case
No, no.
necessarily.
But I do appreciate that we had those TV shows, and even if it was like just an hour after school before we had to do like homework and chores and stuff, I was able to watch that because I was able to like they didn't look like me and I didn't look like them, you know.
Mhm.
But they were going through similar things that I was kind of going through, and maybe
Yeah.
not everything, obviously, but it was like, oh, these are people they're not the same, background, but they're going through things just like me. So I think that kind of because a lot of what we see today, especially with social media, it's just what people want you to see, right? They're not really
Exactly.
showing you like the bad of their lives, But with I think when we were growing up, we saw it. Like, the families were, they were fighting, they were arguing, like the kids were getting bullied. You saw all of it. It was real. So I do appreciate that. Nathy, you're a teacher. Do the little ones, because you have little ones,
I
and with
do.
the little ones, you have to be careful because sometimes, like at least my cousins, like they'll put YouTube on for their kid, like some like
Mhm.
clown, like something that's
Yeah.
for their child, and next thing you know, the kid is like watching a video that is like so not appropriate because who knows what they clicked on the phone. So do you
Mhm.
see that a lot, Nathy, with like the little ones? Like what are they watching? Or
At least in school, I mean, we have the big Promethean boards, which are like big screen TVs in our classroom. So we monitor it, but my
Mhm.
kids are not allowed, they are only allowed 10 minutes of TV a week. And when I tell that to parents, they're like, what? 10 minutes a week? I mean, I'm sure they watch TV and at home. And I do ask them, have you watched this? And some of the kids don't know anything. Like some of
Oh,
the
that's
kids
good.
just do not watch TV. And some do, of course. So,
Mhm.
but it's hard. I mean, the TV is a babysitter sometimes.
Mm.
A lot of the times, you see it now in a lot of restaurants. Kids are not being taught to socialize and sit down.
Mhm.
It's like here, we've prepared your iPad with the little holder, and you don't have to connect with anybody.
Right. Yeah.
We can probably have a whole nother episode on that because I feel very strongly about that one.
Oh, yes. So do I. As a teacher, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But kind of same question to you, Nathy, also kind of going back to you as well. Uh did any of the TV shows that we watched as teenagers or kids, do you think any of those prepared you or shaped some of the views that you had in for some of the views you had in your adulthood?
Well, like Billy said, I don't know, maybe no kids, no family. I was like, no.
I
Mm-mm. I
don't
mean,
want that.
I watched a lot of TV. Not, I mean, I guess enough TV. We did have 3 TVs in my house, but we were limited, I guess, because there was like 3 siblings. So it's like whoever got there first had dibs. We,
Ah.
we had to watch whatever they were watching. But I did watch Family Matters and all those family oriented shows. And I think that in some way or form, I would say, okay, maybe that I shouldn't do those things. And because obviously there's consequences and consequences weren't something that
Mhm.
I wasn't willing to go through those.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there were some lessons that I took from 1 or 2 shows that I saw back in my childhood for sure.
Okay, that's great.
Mhm.
I do want to mention one other great family show, which I know it's kind of not talked about anymore because of what he did, but The Cosby Show was a great family show.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys watched it.
I've never.
They had so many great family representation of a black family, not just any type of family, but a very well educated, financially healthy family, father and mom together. that dynamic was, I mean, I would love watching Cosby. But unfortunately he did a lot of bad things.
Mhm.
And it's been taken off TV, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of want to go back also to what Billy said about watching novelas and seeing two men kissing and how things have changed.
Mhm.
You know, everyone mentioned every Spanish kid, I think just about every Spanish kid, especially in our generation. I don't know about the new generation, but we all have that experience of watching telenovelas because it was telenovelas and then Sábado Gigante, whether, and funny enough, it wasn't always on Saturdays, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, um, to see how there is TV shows are now addressing political things, diversity things, and representation. What are your thoughts about how things are being presented on TV now? Agree, disagree, too much? Thoughts?
Do you mean for us Hispanics
I
or?
mean, and all in general, like, the LGBTQIA, and if I missed the letter, I'm very sorry.
Mhm.
Um, that community, the community, the diversity community, seeing more Spanish people, more Black people on TV, more diverse representation of even interracial marriages. Also, there's a lot of talk about political stuff that happens in these shows. They use the show to talk about what's happening politically out there. Just thoughts on how you if you see them, what do you think about it and your views on it?
I truly don't watch any Spanish channels unless my mom
Mhm.
is in the house or I'm at their house, but I don't know how novelas are now or any shows or anything like
Or
that.
what
But
about even American shows? Just
American, I feel like that's right now is just life, right? Kids are exposed to everything outside of
mhm,
TV. So it's like, okay,
mhm,
well, we have to have that representation, all these things that are happening in the world on TV because we need to, I guess, those lessons that we learned in a different way, they're going to have to learn them in a different way for them.
mhm,
So
mhm,
it's
mhm.
hard. It's hard to, I think, as a parent, and Betsy, of course, you can chime in on that. But as a parent, what are you going to let your child watch? How much?
Mhm.
It has to be hard. I
Yeah,
imagine being a parent and trying to see what can I let my child watch or should watch.
yeah. I'm see, as a parent, I'm very, or at least I like to believe that I'm a very open-minded parent. I think that there's nothing wrong with them
Mhm.
seeing two men kiss, two women kiss, seeing the diversity of what life really is, because that is the reality of the world that they're going to go into. I think my one worry is that when we become too device, like we divide things too much, and we're overly politicizing things when it's just a little too much. Like, okay, you're doing a lot. Like, we don't need to
Trying
talk
hard.
about this. Yeah, we don't need to go in too hard about a particular subject.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not going to get into specific as to what a subject is. So it's like, you know, we can talk about people saying, well, we're only going to talk about gay, and then we're only going to talk about religion, and we're only going to talk about being Black or white or brown or whatever. Like, no, we have to, instead of creating those divisions, let's talk about how we all are. Let's just be open to each other and accepting of each other. If you're religious, then you're religious, but don't force those views and thoughts or feelings on me. And I shouldn't look at TV as you're forcing thoughts. And that's the problem, that people
Mhm.
think that being represented in any shape or form on TV is, I'm convincing you to be this. And I know that happens a lot with the rainbow community. And I'm saying that not to be offensive because I don't know all the letters, so I don't want to use the wrong term. Where people are like, oh my God, you can't watch two men kissing or two women kissing because you're going to make your kid get. No, that's a time for you to talk to your kids, because their friends' moms might be, gay. And that is, we don't divide that. That's where the problem is, because we can talk about TV shows on religion, but we can't talk about what real life relationships are, or even educate on the monstrosity that has been done to the African American community, to Hispanic communities. we can't do that, but we can talk about other things that are acceptable. Um, so I just, for me, I think I like to have my kids to watch and be aware depending on what it is, where it's not, I'm pushing one agenda. I'm opening up the conversation. And then I have conversations with them. So I think as a parent, have the choice. If you don't believe in that, that's fine. Respect for you. You don't have to allow your children to do that. You shouldn't stop that TV show or that book or that story from coming out because you don't believe it. That's your choice, not everyone else's. Um, that's how I do things with my kids.
Mhm.
You know, Billy, anything with you? Because I know you have a lot of a different age gap with kids.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking, like I appreciate that that TV, whether it's like Spanish or English, that they do, talk about different topics. But I want it to be natural. I feel like, I don't know if you guys saw Sex in the City, the new, like,
Yeah.
I feel like they wanted to cover every single topic. And it was
Yes.
just like, it just comes off as just unnatural, just like, is it really like this? It's really not. And it just made me uncomfortable. It really made me
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and I couldn't watch it, you know. But I do want them to, especially like with the Hispanic shows. Like I told you, I would never have in a million years would have thought that I would see two men kissing, and because I feel like maybe not in my family, or maybe yes in my family, there's that machismo, and it's just like, and then the mothers are, they're worried about, like, oh my god, if my child sees this, my child can do this and act this way. And it's like, no, it's just a show, but it's talking about like real life, like what's happening in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and it needs to be spoken about. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen in your family, but it just means that now you're more aware of it, now you're a
Yeah.
little bit more educated.
Yeah.
So I think that it is important to speak about different topics, because you don't know if this is happening in your home, or if it's happening to a loved one, or just somebody that you may meet.
Yeah.
I think just being aware that this is how life is would just make you a little bit more respectful and understanding of other people.
I agree,
Um,
because I sometimes ask, instead of asking my nephews, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I ask them, "Do you have a partner?" Because you
Great.
never know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
kids don't know anymore, and I want them to
I
feel comfortable to say yes or no, or whatever the answer may be, because
yeah.
you want them to feel comfortable and to be able to talk to you.
Because at the end of the day, it isn't just respect. We're humans, and
Mhm.
humans are imperfect. We weren't made to be perfect. We were made with flaws. We were made to, hurt people, make people happy. And being who we are isn't a flaw. It's just who we are. We're human. If we love whoever we love and we choose to identify whoever we identify as, we want to marry who we want to marry, then that's how it should be. And that's not a flaw, that's just humanity. The to me, a flaw is like, okay, you just don't, I don't know, like you don't
Ignorant.
say yeah, ignorance. That's But ignorance, you can learn from it. You choose to stay ignorant. I think that's the mistake. If you choose to keep books away from people, TV shows, and the education, and I remember the first time one of my kids saw a gay couple and their mom, she was like, "Mommy, but," and I was like, I didn't want to go into the conversation in the moment because I didn't know how they were going to take my response to my daughter. Because, sometimes people stare or whatever, the kids will stare and they don't mean to. It's just because they don't see that in there every day.
Mhm.
So when we got home, or we had a minute to talk privately, I was like, well, honey, so my mom did this. She would get books to try to explain certain things to me, which was her way of explaining to me in a bigger, broader scope. And I said, well, people get to choose, not and choose. I hate to use that word. People love who they love. People can love a man can love a man, a woman can love a woman, and vice versa. Now, we are now becoming more aware that there are different forms of identifying a person, and that is fine because that is what makes us unique. That is who we are. And so what I said to her, I said, well, they are in love and they get to choose how they want to express their love. And I eventually bought a book, and it was called My Family, I think. And it talked about the various forms of families. Sometimes you got grandma and grandpa raising you. You have your aunts and your uncles. We're not supposed to be, I don't want to say perfect because that's not the right word, but we're all unique. That's the better word. We're all unique in our own ways, and no one should be judged for who they are. That's how I see it. And that's how I explained it to my kids when it came to that conversation. And I think in TV shows, it's good to have that. It's just when the agenda is being Sex in the City, what they did, it felt like they were checking boxes. Like, oh, we need to have a
Mm-hmm.
non-binary person up. We need to have a Black woman. Yep. And we need to have a Spanish person. Oh, we double check because non-binary and Spanish. You know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
just felt too cookie cutter and not natural. I don't love that. I think when it's a natural conversation where it happens through a situation, it's more, you'll get the message through better.
Yeah,
Agree.
I agree. Like I couldn't watch it. I just felt like they were just trying to push it in my face, and I was like, "Don't do that." Like I'm uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be able to watch a show and feel comfortable and enjoy it, and maybe it's gonna make me feel relaxed. I know Law and Order should make you feel that way because I'm mainly psychotic, but it's supposed to make me feel relaxed. But here's the show, and it's just like in my face, and I'm just like, no, like so. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah,
you
it
I
did,
mean,
didn't
I
it did.
watch it because there's another season, Billy.
I watched both seasons. I ended up watching
Watching it. Still watching it, so
I feel like the second season, it isn't too much.
Mhm.
And again, it's not that we're uncomfortable with the subject. It's the way that the
Yeah,
subject is
I
being
agree.
put in. It isn't a natural occurrence of, I don't know. The like an accident in a TV show causes XYZ to happen, or a run into a boy, like in Blossom, when the boy tried to force her to be intimate with her and she didn't want to give consent. And then, so we got into that. That's a natural occurrence, but it's like, I need to talk about this subject every second there is. There's a better way to do it
yeah,
in more of a natural way. Um, so
the
yeah, I
delivery
think
is not right.
TV shows, and here's the other thing with TV shows, they can also impact how you feel, which is why I stopped watching reality TV show. It started to make me feel, though I knew my life was not as complicated and dramatic, I would feel tense because all the drama I was listening to them have was making me tense, though my life wasn't where they was, and everyone perceives things differently. So a TV show can also cause happiness, sadness, happy tears, and to me, sometimes anxiety, where I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. It's not
Yeah,
beneficial to me.
and with me and Nathy, it's the opposite. We're just like, oh, our lives could be so much worse, And
Everybody needs
unfortunately,
therapy.
Yeah. Listen, everyone watches whatever they want to watch that makes them feel better. Like I used to watch, when I would rewatch Grey's Anatomy was to feel cathartic. Like I needed moments to cry. And so I would find, okay, Denny's death, I'm going to cry 100% in this episode. So if I can't cry because I have pent up feelings, I'm going to put on something that I know is going to make me cry. And if I want to feel happy and butterfly because life just seems dead inside, I'll watch rom-coms that are funny, and that's how I kind of help my mood change in a way.
they'll still make
TV
me
shows.
cry. But and that's the thing about TV. It makes you feel one way, and it could make me feel another way. You know?
Exactly. See, but
Yeah.
Nathy said she didn't feel anything in the movie Fault in Our Stars, and I'm like, I was sobbing. I was like, no.
All right, Nathy, what's the one movie, video show, book, I don't know, that made you shed a tear, one tear? Because there's no, I'm
Or
sure there was
has
no
it
crying.
happened? I wouldn't say which one has it happened.
That
No,
hasn't
No.
I was
Okay,
just
so
saying
what
this morning.
earlier today I watched a movie and I was like sobbing.
movie was that? What kind of
Um, which one?
like Coco? That
No, 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 no.
It was watching a cooking show, and I was like,
It was a baking movie. Actually, so I came across this movie. on TikTok, and it was about two best friends who one best friend is trying to get the other best friend outside more to date and so on and so forth. The girl really loves to bake, but she's really shy and she's trying to force herself to go to law school to make her parents happy, right? And so the which is actually based on a true story. So at the end of the movie, I realized that it was a true story, which made me cry even more because of what ended up happening. So the clip that I saw looked like two fun 20-something-year-olds out in the town having the time of their lives and baking. And I was like, oh, Jayleese, we should watch this movie. It's supposed to be cute and corny. The girl ends up with a freaking brain tumor. I was just like, what? I didn't read. I should have looked it up and found it. I just based it off that 2 second. And this is a problem sometimes with basing things off of 2 seconds on Instagram or TikTok. I should have looked a little deeper and figured out what was going to happen. Because, I mean, at the end, I was just like, why?
I know. I got it. Okay. I know exactly what will make me cry. I already know.
Okay. What?
And this is going to be. Why are you excited though? You're like, what?
Animals. There has to be a show with animals.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. Animal movies will make me cry.
Oh my
Like
God.
the commercial where you have to donate $20. I'm like, oh my God. Oh God. Why?
Did you see the one where the dog keeps getting reincarnated?
No, you crazy? I'll cry.
No, it's such a beautiful story. I think it's called Best Friend Buddy. Oh,
I think it hits Nathy and I differently because we've lost a fur baby, which happens to be a dog. I can't do that to myself. I would probably cry there, and then who knows for how much longer. Like it's we wouldn't. Yeah, we can't do that to ourselves. Yeah,
not yet at least.
Not yet. No. For you guys, no, I wouldn't watch that now. I understand, and I don't. Well, I understand. I'm not. Haven't been through that. I've lost one fur baby, but I was very young when that happened.
But we figured out what would make Nathy cry, not to shed a tear.
Watch an animal movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch Free Willy?
I did, yeah. But
did you cry with Free Willy?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's the only animal movie I can think of right now. I don't like they make me too emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I obviously I've expressed I'm very emotional.
Documentaries like with animals and like, because veganism and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh God. Oh. So yeah, those things, yeah.
Well, aren't you happy, Nathy, that now you get to choose what you watch? Remember when we were growing up, we had no choice but to watch what was on TV? How does that make you feel? Like that you're like, okay, you can sit down and like scroll through and pick something that you want to watch instead of being forced to watch something that's on TV.
You still get forced to watch certain things sometimes.
I love how she whispered it. That's how we know Camilo's in the other room. And she doesn't want him to know that she's forced.
So there's no food in there.
Shows and things like that, but I cannot do a movie. You
Really?
take me to the movie theaters, I'm going to take a nice 2-hour nap.
That's why I nap best. Yeah.
I don't nap in movie theaters, but I don't like going to the movie theaters. I find movie theaters a waste of my money.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, because of Jason and my kids, I've gotten more interested a little bit more in Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. So those I'm like, okay, big action movies. Okay, I kind of get the whole gist of it. But other than that, I'm okay. I don't like going to the movie theaters.
I'm going to change that. I'm not forced. I just compromise now.
Is it because Camilo's also being a producer today?
Oh no!
Oh my God. Reruns of Law and Order all weekend. That sounds like a party to me, actually.
Oh my God!
I can only do. I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna be going to the movie theaters this weekend.
Oh man!
Oh boy! This was great.
This was funny.
Me, yeah, this was a great conversation. I love when we can sit down and have a conversation about just the things that we like, something so simple like this, and it led into like serious conversations, funny, sad, emotional. So we hope our friends out there enjoyed today's conversation. I like to use my TV shows to either veg out or um, as cathartic to get some feeling. I'm using the word the wrong way, to get some type of emotion running inside of me because sometimes I'm dead inside. Um,
I'm the
and
one dead inside.
well, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Well, no, I when I'm dead inside, I want to feel something.
Oh,
You stay dead inside unless it's an animal show.
yeah. So my animal activist out there, please. No, but I do. I have my shows for sleeping and my dumpster fire shows to just have in the background and listen. But it's always fun to watch whatever you want for sure.
Mhm. Well, Billy, I'll say this for one for you. I actually love to watch Law& and Order while I cook. So if you like it to relax, imagine me while I'm cooking. So maybe it's a little bit of both of us. We gotta talk to our therapist about this one.
I'll talk to myself about it.
You'll give yourself some counseling.
There's nothing wrong with me.
No, there's nothing wrong with us at all. Not one bit.
So, to our listeners out there today, thank you so much for joining us. And we want to ask you, what do you watch for TV? What are your favorite shows? We would love to hear your comments.
And how do
And
they make you
please
feel?
subscribe
Yes.
and listen to our next episode. We love you
Thank you
guys.
for love
Happy
you.
watching.
Yes.
Bye,
Bye.
friends. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Yes.